Oh, hello, great readers. I'm Belchan.
I'm Nimikung.
I'm Van Chan.
In this class, I'll read to all of you. Chap. 24 drawn to the Loadstone rucksack, 3 of A Tale of Two Cities, book the second golden thread.
Ass.
Ah.
A Tale of Two Cities, book the second golden thread. Charles Dickens. Chap. 24 drawn to the Loadstone rucksack, 3. Wister. Darnay. Did I hear what he did? Dundasks. Oil. Then I tell you again. Wister. Darnay. I am sorry for it. I am sorry to hear you putting any such extraordinary questions. Here is a fellow who, infected by the most pestilent and blasphemous god of devilry that ever was known, Hulse, in old. But I'll answer you. I am sorry because I believe there is contamination in such a scoundrel. Mindful of the secret, Darnay with great difficulty checked himself and said, I understand how to put you in a corner. Wister. Darnay, said Billy Stryver, and I'll do it. If this fellow is a gentleman, I don't understand him. You may tell him so. With my compliments. You may also tell him, from mate, that after abandoning his worldly goods and position to this butcherly mob, I wonder he is not at the head of them. But, no. Gentlemen, said Stryver, looking all round, and snapping his fingers. I know something of human nature, and I tell you that you'll never find a fellow like this fellow, trusting himself to the mercies of such precious prigs. Well, gentlemen, he'll always show him a clean pair of heels very early in the scuffle. With those words, and a final snap of his fingers. Wister. Stryver shouldered himself into Fleet Street, amidst the general approbation of his hearers. Wister. Roy and Charles Darnay were left alone at the desk, in the general departure from the bank. Will you take charge of the letter, said Mr., or will you undertake to explain that we suppose it to have been addressed here, on the chance of our knowing where to forward it? I will do so. From here, I will come back, very ill at ease with himself, and with Stryver and most other men. Darnay made the best of his way into the quiet of the temple, opened the letter, and read it. These were its contents. Prison of Valley. Us. June 21, 1792. Monsieur heretofore the Marquis, after having long been in danger of my life at the hands of the village, I have been seized, with great violence and indignity. I am brought a long journey on foot to Paris. On the road I have suffered a great deal. More is that all. My house has been destroyed or razed to the ground, the crime for which I am imprisoned. Monsieur heretofore the Marquis, and for which I shall be summoned before the tribunal, and shall lose my life without your so generous help. They tell me, treason against the majesty of the people, and that I have acted against them for an immigrant. It is in vain I represent that I have acted for them, and not against, according to your commands. It is in vain I represent that, before the sequestration of immigrant property, I had remitted the impost they had ceased to pay, that I had collected no rent, that I had had recourse to no process. The only response is that I have acted for an immigrant. And where is that immigrant? Ah, most gracious Monsieur heretofore the Marquis, where is that immigrant? I cry in my sleep, where is he? I demand of heaven, will he not come to deliver me? Oh, sir. Oh, Mr. heretofore the Marquis, I send my desolate cry across the sea. Paris, for the love of heaven, of justice, of generosity, of the honour of your noble name, I supplicate you, Monsieur heretofore the Marquis, to succour and release me. My fault is that I have been true to you. O Monsieur heretofore the Marquis, I pray you be true to me. From this prison here of horror, whence I every hour tend nearer and nearer to destruction, I send you, Monsieur heretofore the Marquis, the assurance of my dolorous and unhappy service. You were afflicted. The latent uneasiness in Johnny's mind was roused to vigorous life by this letter. Pearl of an old servant and a good one, whose only crime was fidelity to himself and his family, stared him so reproachfully in the face that, as he walked to and fro in the temple considering what to do, he almost hid his face from the passers-by. He knew very well the reputation of the old family house. In his resentful suspicions of his uncle, supposed to uphold, he had acted imperfectly. He knew very well that in his love for Lucy, his renunciation of his social place, though by no means due to his own mind, had been hurried and incomplete. He knew that he ought to have systematically worked it out and supervised it, and that he had meant to do it, and that it had never been done. The happiness of his own chosen English home, the necessity of being always actively employed, at that the events of this week annihilated the immature plans of last week, and the events of the week following made all new again. He knew very well that to the force of these circumstances he had yielded not without disquiet, but still without continuous and accumulating resistance, that he had watched the times for a time of action, and that they had shifted and struggled until the time had gone by, and the nobility were trooping from France by every highway and byway, and their property was in course of confiscation and destruction. To be continued.